So these earbuds have been getting a lot of hype, but are they actually better than the AirPods Pro, and do they deserve a spot in your ears? Well, these are the Nothing Ear 2, and as you can see, the design is not only unique, but they also have a lot of features on here. And so while the cool factor is definitely high, we need to know about the sound quality and the active noise cancellation and the microphones, and all of that I will be testing out in this video. So I'm going to start off with the features, and then we'll get into my ANC test and my microphone test, and my sound quality test. But starting off, just like I said, looking at these earbuds, it's a really cool looking case. Nothing always makes products that kind of feel to me like they're supposed to look like a prototype, but they're more well refined, obviously. The idea is that you can see the inside, everything's transparent, and with that, it kind of gives you like a very techie kind of feel to it, which I personally really like. I think they look really unique, and at the same time, the structure, the size, the comfort, the fit is all very similar to the AirPods Pro. In fact, these actually stay in my ear better than the AirPods Pro. I can wear them while I'm running, while I'm working out, and they do a great job. Now, that's not to say they don't have flaws. I'll get into those later on, but the design, I would say, is not one of those flaws. I like how these look. They also have more similarities than you might expect to the AirPods Pro, one of them being the controls. Now, a lot of earbuds have capacitive touch sensors or buttons or something. These, much like the AirPods, have pinch controls. But unlike the AirPods, we have more controls here, and they're more customizable as well. So we can pinch them once, twice, 3 times, or pinch and hold, or you can double pinch and hold, and that gives you 5 total controls per earbud, 4 of which per earbud are customizable. I'll get into the sound quality later on in the video, of course, but there is also the ability in the app to personalize your sound profile. They have a test on there that allows you to, it asks your age and it beeps and it plays white noise and stuff and can really test your hearing and figure out what the best profile is for you. These earbuds also have in-ear detection. They have a low latency mode. They have multi-point connectivity, which is a huge one. I've been saying all year, any earbuds that come out in 2023, in my opinion, absolutely need to have that. I need to be able to connect to my phone and my laptop so I can work and watch videos and listen to music or whatever. And then when I get a phone call, seamlessly switch over, answer the phone call. And when I'm done on the phone, it'll switch back automatically. So that's a big positive. The earbuds also have IP55 water resistance for the case and IP54 for the bud. So I'm not sure why the earbuds are less water resistant than the case. It's kind of a weird design choice there, probably because of the microphones, but IP54 is enough for splashing. So if you're running in the rain or if you're really sweaty, they should be just fine. And unlike most earbuds, which are IPX4, the 5 means they also have some dust resistance as well. Then as far as battery goes, do you want to hear the good news or the bad news first? Just going to give you the bad news first. The bad news is the battery life, if you're using active noise cancellation, is only 4 hours in the earbuds and 22.5 hours when you include the case. But getting to the good news, the fast charging is really incredible. 10 minutes of charging gives you 8 hours of listening, which is really pretty mind-blowing. They also have 2.5 watt Qi wireless charging, so you can charge it on the back of a lot of phones or on wireless charging pads. So battery really shouldn't be an issue if you have like an Android phone or any charging pads around. These also have Bluetooth 5.3, which is the pretty much latest standard, which allows for mono mode as well. So if you only want to listen to one earbud while the other one is in the case, you can definitely do that, and it doesn't matter which one you're listening to. However, when you take them both out of the case, when you first get them, they have Google Fast Pair, so Android phones, very easy to pair, and they have Microsoft Swift Pair, so it should be easier to pair with a Microsoft laptop or desktop. As far as the fit and comfort go, like I said, this feels a lot like the AirPods Pro, but strangely, I would say probably even better than the AirPods for me, in that for me, the AirPods, the left one always falls out if I'm talking or running. I think like the jaw movement or just any kind of head movement causes that. And with these, I don't have that issue. Now that's obviously very anecdotal. Everybody has different ears. And so these unfortunately do not have wingtips. So I cannot guarantee they'll fit everybody, but they're very lightweight. And for me, at least, they fit really well. Now, as far as aesthetics go, you can leave a comment and let me know what you think about these. Would you walk around wearing something that looks like it's not done being made? Like, is that a cool look, or is that something that you would probably generally avoid. If you watch the video this far, I assume you like the design of these, but still, leave a comment and let me know what you think of this. So now getting into a microphone test. These are the Nothing Ear 2 testing indoors in a studio environment. They brag about having 3 microphones per earbud, but as we've seen before with other earbuds, more microphones does not always mean better quality. So we'll see how this actually performs outside in a noisy environment, but leave a comment and let me know how this sounds first. Okay, now this is a microphone test outdoors. Obviously, wet roads behind me, so a lot of noise with a lot of traffic. Let me know if you can hear what I'm saying. And then, of course, the sound quality. Of course, I've tested this pretty extensively. Starting off with the physical aspect of this before I get into my analysis, they have 11.6 millimeter drivers, which are relatively large for earbuds. They also have several different codecs available, so if you have the Nothing Phone, the Nothing Phone 1, then you'll be able to use the LHDC codec, which gives you 24-bit high-resolution audio. But if you don't have that phone, unfortunately, most phones out there, or at least a lot of like Pixels and Samsung phones and iPhones, don't have support for LHDC. So instead, you'll be using AAC or SBC, which is kind of middle of the road. It's really not high end. And so I was kind of upset to see that these do not have LDAC or aptX. aptX really seems like kind of the standard for higher resolution audio, and I was surprised that they didn't add that on here. However, the sound quality was still pretty decent. The balance was really impressive. I think a lot of earbuds around this price point really go bass heavy and try to make it appeal to a mass audience, where I think these went for more of a balanced approach. However, they were a little bit aggressive and a little bit sibilant as well, using the Pixel 7 Pro with Spotify. But even if you went to high-res files, the treble was still a little bit overdone. They were really kind of a little bit too much on the high end, so you can go into the EQ and at least reduce that. The mids were clear and detailed and pretty well balanced, so vocals came through really well. And then the lows, the bass was obviously very capable, like earbuds are able to hit lower frequencies, but they weren't overdone, they weren't too loud, so you didn't have any eclipsing, and as a result, like it was a pretty nice sounding profile for the music. But generally, I would say, like especially for this price and for the features they're getting, these are clean, they're reasonably detailed, but really they're going to be best if you pair them with the Nothing Phone and you can actually use that high resolution codec. Now, I thought about going deeper on this analysis, but really you're not paying for audiophile grade earbuds here. These are $150, and rather than being like all in on being the best sounding, as Sennheiser sometimes tries to do around this price, these are really meant to sound like decent, which they definitely do. They're definitely decent, good enough. And I don't have any big complaints, just generally a little bit overdone with the treble and a little bit less full than some other earbuds. Now, the active noise cancellation is a really similar story. In the Nothing app, there is an option for personalized ANC. They do a little test and it's supposed to optimize it for your ears, but I found that turning that off was actually better for me. I really didn't like having that on. And then transparency mode, again, was not anything to write home about. There was an abundance of white noise in there, and it wasn't really that transparent, but you can still hear things. And like if you want to know when your next stop is on the train or the bus or whatever, like you can still hear that. As far as the active noise cancellation goes, I do this test where I play a white noise. It's the sound of a jet from a speaker at a set distance away. And I was able to turn it up to about 48 decibels. Where I was, it was measuring 48 decibels before I was able to hear it. So these did a pretty good job of blocking out, like I said, kind of the middle of the pack. As you can see on this chart, the best in the industry are doing like 60 decibels, which is a lot more, but the worst is substantially lower. As far as cutting out female voices, they were only blocking up to about 38 decibels, so I would call that lightly reduced. I wouldn't call that canceled there. And as far as general crowd sounds go, they were definitely moderately blocked here, doing relatively average among the group. So kind of summarizing the pros and cons of these earbuds, starting off with the pros, the design is very unique. I really love what they did with that. The charging is incredibly fast on here. They're $149, which is a pretty good price considering you're getting decent active noise cancellation, decent sound quality, great features, including multi-point connectivity, and that really strong cool factor. But they're not without their drawbacks. The first one that I didn't actually mention yet is the feedback sounds you get from the earbuds. So when you pinch or when they put them in your ears, it's kind of loud, and I think it's a little bit too aggressive. I would like something more mellow for that. Additionally, the app seems to take a while to connect for me, and in general, the app seemed a little bit buggy. Like sometimes it thought the earbuds were disconnecting when they weren't. Additionally, the case, I love the design, I love the clear case, but I've only had these for a couple days and they're already really starting to show some scratches. And then the last drawback is that they don't have aptX or LDAC. Now I know I've mentioned a lot of negatives in this video, but all of those are pretty mild negatives. I would say that in general, these are a really solid pair of earbuds and they're going to be really easy to recommend, especially at this price. You're getting a balanced pair of earbuds that look unique, they offer decent sound, decent active noise cancellation, great features, and they're not like leading the industry in any one category, but for $150, that's just fine. They're checking off all the boxes and giving you a nice balance. So those are the Nothing Ear 2. If you enjoyed this video, consider liking and subscribing. I'm Mike O'Brien. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.